Hello, my friends, and welcome. Listen, if you hear my voice kind of break a little bit today, I got a sore throat. I was in the gym yesterday shooting some videos for some mixed martial arts, some boxers, some Brazilian jiu-jitsu dudes, just for their YouTube channels. I've been helping a lot of guys out with their YouTube channels. This was me doing it live, but of course I'm screaming over the gym music and my voice is gone. But I have to get a video out today because I missed yesterday. So, welcome to the Older Man's Random Reviews.
The Older Man Random Reviews. Learn about life from an older man. Yes, an older man.
Yep. Another session where guys who've sent me these random videos and they want my opinion on it. And I just want to give you guys some good, solid life lessons so that you can go forth in this world and make better decisions. Whether it's with money, whether it's with relationships, fitness, just overall life. These are the real purposes of why older people should be in your life. And that's why I'm here as an older man, to give you my 2 cents. All right. So with that said, you know what I'm going to ask. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up on this video. Get me over on Instagram if you have a quick question, and send me a voice message so I can respond in kind. And of course, if you have something that you need to get off your chest, you have a problem, you need some mentorship, get me over on askanolderman.com and book a session. Very reasonable. All right, so let's get into the first video.
Story time. So y'all, please tell me if I'm wrong. So today this dude wrote me on Instagram and he was like, can I send you money? Let me send you money for lunch. So I was like, okay. I wrote him back and I was like, send it. So he wrote me and was like, okay, what's your Cash App? So I sent him the Cash App. Yeah, I just knew I was going to open my Cash App and I was going to have at least probably about $100. You get what I'm saying? Because like this, I eat and that's how much I spend on my food. Yeah, I opened my Cash App and this man sent me $30. Yeah, yes, $30. And I'm just like, at first I'm like, damn, like, am I ungrateful? Like, am I fucked up? Like, feeling like, why the fuck would you send me $30? But then I had to ask people and they was like, nah, cause I'm like, $30 is not even half a tank in my car. Like, what the fuck you thought I was gonna go to Chick-fil-A? Like, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what did you think I was gonna eat? It's like, when I go and eat, I eat full course meals. Like I order a appetizer, a entree, and a dessert and a drink. That can't even get me 2 drinks. Like, what the fuck? And then this man had the audacity to write me back and say, let me get to know you. Why the fuck do you think I'm gonna let you get to know me and you just send me $30 for lunch? Is you dumb? I mean, like, y'all be for real. Like, tell me, am I wrong? Like, am I fucked up? Like,
Oh, God, I just had to cut it short. Reality of it is, this is another video of black women displaying behavior where men just say, I'm running away from that. I don't want any part of that. Here's a woman who thinks that a man should just randomly send her money. Not only $30, $100. Why? Because she is a woman? And for all of you men who keep doing this crap and then showing these women that they can get away with it, you need to stop this shit, because I'm telling you, you are creating a bunch of stupid women who have a whole mentality. You need to stop it, gentlemen. Any man you see doing this stupidity, who's trying to pay to get into a woman's life, you're just becoming an embarrassment. It's pathetic and embarrassing. I don't even know if she's even telling the truth, but I know that there are men that do this shit, expecting something in return, but yet they get humiliated like this online. But what's worse is that these are my black sisters that are doing this shit, that making themselves look horrible. And you're wondering why men are going to the Philippines and Thailand and Colombia and every other way, and why black women are at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to dating? This is part of it. I shouldn't even waste my breath on any more of this video, because anyone who thinks that this is acceptable behavior from a woman or the man who's sending her the money, both of them are wrong. Unbelievable. Next one.
Never buy luxury sneakers. If you wear sneakers from Gucci, Balenciaga, Chanel, Fendi, Dior, and so on, it is your own fault. Because all you do is literally burn money. At this point, from a marketing perspective and perhaps from a shareholder's point of view, one has to sadly applaud these companies for having managed to make comparatively cheap, sporty footwear such as sneakers that expensive and desirable that they cost up to $1,000 or more a piece. And guys, for a shoe that neither impresses with high-end quality, nor is it particularly long-lasting. And even if the sneaker lasts a longer period of time, doesn't matter, because it'll be cool for 1 or 2 years maximum until it is outdated and a new, at that time, more desirable sneaker is released. Feel free to question what I'm saying here, but then again explain the following. Who's still wearing Balenciaga Arenas nowadays? Or who's still wearing Gucci sneakers with snakes on them? And who still wears Valentino Rock Runners? Exactly, no one. Because, sad enough, we've now moved on to even more absurd shapes, to even more absurd prices with an even shorter half-life, as we see in examples such as Balenciaga Defender, Balmain Unicorn, or Louis Vuitton Arclight. When it comes to footwear from popular luxury brands, we have completely disconnected ourselves from price-performance ratio, and they simply do not understand why no one questions that. Anyone buying such overpriced products without future value is making a deal with the devil, quite honestly.
It blows my mind how people think about luxury. And listen, I've been there. I got caught up in it in the early days as well. I regret the amount of stupid money I spent on luxury products when I was starting to make it. When I felt like, hey, I'm getting there. Yeah, I can afford a little Rolex. I can afford a little Cartier watch. I can afford a few of these things. Yes, I can buy these. Sure, Cartier. My brand was always Cartier when it came to watches. I felt that Rolexes were just overdone. Cartier had a little bit more exclusivity to it because everybody was wearing Rolexes. That's the thing about luxury. If everybody's wearing it, it really don't have any exclusivity to it at that point. But the point is, I got over that really quick because I realized that any other watch can tell the time as well. I also realized that I get much more out of an electronic watch, you know? Measures my footsteps. It does a lot more. It measures the calories I'm burning. It measures it's a massive utility. So unless I'm trying to impress people who have more money than me, then why am I buying it? If you buy a luxury product, you got to think about, what are you trying to do? You're either trying to impress a woman who then thinks that you have money, and then all of a sudden you now have to spend money on her to keep up the facade. Okay? So now you're spending stupid money on some woman who only wants you for the money. That is a waste of money. Second, you're trying to impress people who are wealthier than you to make them feel that you're now in their category of rich people. The problem with that is those people don't care about how much money you have, because usually these people know that they have more money than you. So what? Even if you have the same amount of money as they do, they don't really care. So you have to realize that the only people that you're going to impress are the people who have less money than you. You're going to show the people who actually care about how you look are people who are broker than you, who are less wealthy. What does that do for you? So you got to understand that you're just pretty much screwed anytime you buy luxury product. But when it comes to footwear, this sort of footwear, which is literally like 80 to 90% rubber, it has no value. If it sits, it degrades, it falls apart. That's it. And like he said, this sort of fast fashion goes out of style so quickly. If you're wearing an older sneaker later on, everybody's going to look at you like, oh, I guess you can't afford to get the latest version. So you're screwed anyway. So it's a waste of money, guys. Please don't do this. Listen to what this man is saying. Rich people really don't buy as much luxury as you think they do. The new rich nowadays is no labels. But let me know your opinion. Let's go on to the next one. So this video is one of those problems that we always see in the Western world, where women think that they are the alphas. Most women have no clue what an alpha is. They don't have any idea what the responsibility of an alpha is. Just because they're more boisterous, just because they got a good job, just because they're educated, they label themselves alpha. The definition of an alpha is one who has superior strength, not only physically but mentally. The alpha is the leader. It takes full responsibility. If at any point the family is being attacked, the alpha is the one that jumps out front and guards the family. The alpha does everything. Responsibility and accountability is the alpha's job. But for some reason, women think that because I'm a strong woman, I'm an alpha. Just listen to this woman here.
How do men typically respond and react to your strong personality and character?
How they do? Well, I don't date a lot, quite honestly. I'm not. I'm going through a divorce phase. It's been 1 year, so I haven't been really dating. But beforehand, some men were very attracted to me. But when I was in the relationship, and those men usually are the men that you call them strong, alpha, very good looking, masculine, have everything together. But once we got into the relationship, they said, oh, now it's my rules. But I was like, but you were attracted to my, dominant side. You were so attracted that I did everything by myself in this big country. What happened to that? Oh, no, now I want to control you. Like, it's kind of like, I'm like, okay, I let you to control me in the relationship, but like, that wasn't what you were attracted to me. So it's always this like double standards and expectation. It almost goes back to,
Right, that's actually the point that I wanted to get to. So, you're with a man, somebody breaks into the house, you hear a bang in the middle of the night downstairs.
Yeah.
Does he elbow you and say, Jasmine, why don't you get this one, because of feminism and women are all equal and stuff and you're an alpha, so can you take care of it?
No, that's not.
Or do you expect him to take care of it?
Of course I expect him to take care of it. But
so
that's
how can you call yourself an alpha if you're not taking on the most alpha role, which is protecting?
Mm-hmm. Protection is a different story. I think all women,
well, actually,
they're protected.
It's interesting because Jackie has a story on her Instagram. It says, every man thinks he's an alpha until it's time to do what alphas do: protect, provide, produce for their woman. So you're calling yourself an alpha, but you're unable to protect the household from danger.
That was my point, precisely. Now, there's no wonder that she's divorced, because she has grown this personality of greatness. She's either out-earning her husband now, she's more educated than him, she's got a promotion at work, and she has increased beyond his capability or where he's at this point in life. And she now feels that she's the boss. She's the alpha. I'm making more money than him. I'm more educated than him. And we know the story in this space. She now feels like she's superior. She is the alpha. However, women cannot be alphas. It is impossible unless that woman has superior physical strength and the ability to take down the man. She will never be an alpha. That is just the reality of life. She'll be a strong woman in the female department, but never an alpha to a man. She could be an alpha to a woman, but then that is also subjective, because what makes an alpha woman is a woman who's capable of controlling a man and his emotions. In other words, a woman who is in her femininity that can say, oh my God, I just love how big and strong and powerful you are, and I would just love a man to take care of me, and I'd be willing to help you. And that man bows to his knees and just say, yes, sweetheart, I will be willing to do that for you. I am willing to go to war for you. That is an alpha woman, because she is capable of controlling that man with her femininity. She is an alpha woman. The woman who thinks that she's going to come and say, hey, look, I make more money than you, and this, and that man isn't interested in her. That man isn't interested in following her. Alphas are capable of getting others to follow him. That is the difference. He's able to influence others. Women in their masculinity rarely get people to follow them. They can bully people. They can bully other women. But they're not alphas if they cannot protect, provide, and lead. In order for you to lead, there must be people willing to follow. So this idea that women think that they can be alphas in a relationship is bullshit. And because the men that they want to have as partners are also alphas, those men don't see her as someone who's attractive. He wants that soft feminine woman because strong men want feminine women. She thinks that alpha men want strong boss babe women who you think you're an alpha. No, all that it is contention, strife, conflict, competition. Men don't need that as a wife. He gets that in the office. He gets that competing with his rivals in the business space. He don't need that shit when he gets home. That's what women don't understand. So I hope you guys understand that. Let's move on to the next one. Now, you know how many women believe in astrology. Now, for those of you who know the scientist, Dr. Neil deGrasse or Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, he shares with Amber Rose his thoughts on astrology, Mercury in retrograde. Is it complete BS? Let's hear what he has to say. And for those of you that don't know what retrograde means, let me ask Miss ChatGPT if she can enlighten me on this subject. What does it mean when a planet goes into retrograde?
When a planet goes into retrograde, it appears to move backward in its orbit from our perspective on Earth. It's like a cosmic optical illusion. Astrologically, some believe it can influence communication, relationships, and plans. How can I help with more info?
Is it actually reversing itself, or is that just an illusion?
It's just an illusion. Planets don't actually reverse their orbits. It's the Earth catching up and passing them, making it seem like they're moving backward.
Thank you.
Anything else you're curious about?
No, that's it. It's going this way in orbit. Then it decided at some point that it's going to reverse. Here's what Mr. Tyson says.
Depending on where the planets are, can that affect us physically? Like the Mercury in retrograde, is that a real thing for you? Do you believe in that?
The good thing about science is when it's true, it's not a matter of whether you believe in it. It would be true for everyone at all times. When it really mattered to people what the planets were doing in the sky, in that day, we're talking 2,000 years ago, Earth was believed to be in the center of all motion. We would later learn and confirm that the sun is in the center of that motion and not Earth.
Yes.
So what we see is Mercury going around the sun right in front of our eyes. But Mercury is always going forward. If you went to a car race and you're watching the car go around the track and it comes from left to right in front of you and then it goes right to left on the other side of the track, right. You don't invent a word for that. You don't say, oh, that car is now in retrograde. No, because the car is always moving forward.
So you're saying there's no truth to that. This is just made up astrology.
Complete bullshit.
Yeah.
It is left over from a time when people's egos were so large that they actually believed that a planet in the sky gave a rat's ass about anything in your life.
Oh, God. I love how he just laid into it. Because there's so many women that talk this bullshit. They don't realize how stupid they sound with this astrology. What sign are you? What sign are you? It's insane. And women, only women can get away with this. Have you ever heard a man say, hey, bro, so what sign are you, man? What sign are you, bro? Huh? What sign are you? Oh, yeah, man, I'm Capricorn, man. Yeah, I'm Leo, man. Men don't do that shit. This is some female bullshit that they get away with. But men have to stop entertaining. You got to say, hey, listen, I'm not into that. Just please don't bring that up. You got to tell women, man. They got to shut this down because it's ridiculous. It just makes human beings sound stupid. That, oh, the planets in the sky is going to make us feel better or worse or influence whatever bloody mood that we're in. Women need every excuse to not take accountability to how they react to any situation. Oh, she's a Virgo. That's why she acts like that. No, she acts like that because she's a damn ass. That's why she acts like that. Next one.
I have been dating my partner for a few months and we had been living separately. He owns his own apartment and I was renting. Here's some small info. We had discussed finances early on in the relationship as he wanted to make it clear that he doesn't earn a lot of money and wouldn't be able to afford much in terms of gifts, holidays, meals out, etc. He then asked me to move in with him, which I was happy about, but then there was a slight pang of doubt due to the money situation. Call it women's intuition. He said he would charge me rent, but not at the market rate.
Not the market rate?
The word charge in general is crazy.
His partner.
Not at the market rate. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I pay him rent. I pay half the bills and half of the food shop.
Yeah, bye.
We were having a discussion one day and on his computer screen, I could see that he had his mortgage statement up and his monthly repayments. The rental amount I pay is the amount of his mortgage repayment every single month. Basically, that's your
tenant. You're a tenant. You're a tenant, yeah.
I confronted him and told him, charging your girlfriend the full amount of your mortgage payment is morally wrong. I'm not in any of the deeds of the house, but he did say during the argument that if I paid him 40K, which is half of his down payment, then I can be paying half of the mortgage.
What?
Make an investment. Make an investment or shut up. Wow.
Oh, man, that one's funny. That one's funny. It's funny, but the guy has his head on his shoulder. Here's the thing. The mortgage payment is only a portion of the expenses you pay when you have purchased a home. He still have to pay for maintenance, insurance, strata fees, and taxes. Okay? Now, you guys have to understand that that is also a major part. Plus, that 40,000, if he didn't have to put that as a down payment, that money could have been invested somewhere else. So now you're looking at opportunity costs. So she might literally be paying 50%. She's paying 50% of his expenses. Now, the idea that, oh, you could be my girlfriend and I do husband duties, meaning provide for you, but in return, what are you doing for me? That is the question that has to be answered. What is she doing for him? Because women think that, oh, you got to do husband duties when we're girlfriend, boyfriend. However, I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to do wife duties until we're married. How the hell does that make sense in today's environment? It doesn't. Women want equality. This man is saying, hey, you want to be equal? Let's be equal. Don't blame him. I do not blame him. It's only a problem when the woman is not benefiting way beyond what a man should be benefiting. It's only a problem then. If the woman is benefiting, no one says a word. I don't blame the man in this situation. He's protecting his investment. What? Then, so what happens? What happens 4, 5, 6 years down the line? She decides, okay, I'm done, I'm out. She's just got free rent for 6 years. If he didn't charge her anything, yeah, you got free rent. Okay. She just paid with some panani. That was it. She didn't have to do anything else. God forbid if he asked her to cook for him one day or clean the house, then what would it be? Oh, I'm not your wife. I'm not your wife. Why should I do those jobs? I'm sure that's what would come up. But nobody talks about these things, do they? I don't blame the man. It's a cold world in today's environment, I'm telling you. Let's see what else is interesting.
The older that women get, the more bitter they get, the harder it is for them to get into a relationship, the harder it is for them to be cooperative. Women always have something to say when a man is with somebody who is younger than him, but let a woman come out and be with a man who is super young. People be like, I know that's right, girl.
Yeah, she's true. The harder it is for a woman to get involved in a relationship, the more bitter she gets, the more upset she gets about life, she becomes a nightmare for any man who actually wants to step into her life. So I had a lady from Nigeria who sent me a message on Instagram yesterday. She's divorced, wasn't her choice. It's like, yes, it does happen, but she has a child now and she's single. She works a good job, but it's tiring, it's long, she don't get to see her child as much as she would like to. But she's trying to date. And she says, I don't understand. She said, Paul, I'm having a really hard time finding a man who would take me serious, who would want to get married again. She said, is it my fault? Am I the problem? And I had to very carefully explain to her. I said, yes, it is your problem. If you're not getting the results that you want, it's your problem. This is what we don't explain to women enough. We like to give women a pass. No, girl, it's not you. It's them. It's everybody else. It's everything else. It's the government. It's the schools. It's your job. It's your boss. It's everybody else. It's not you. It's never you. Ladies, when there's a problem where you're not getting the result, it is your problem. Society doesn't have to change for you. You better learn to adapt to society. So if you got a problem where you can't find a man, that means there's something you're doing wrong that men do not find attractive about you. And I said, listen, think about it as if you're a product in a store. And all of these people are coming into the store. They're picking up the product, they're looking at it, they're saying nice, nice, very nice, and they put it back down. And all these men who are coming into the store, because it's only men that come into the store, every man that picks up this product, he says, nah, I'll pass. Nah, I'll pass. Nah, I'll pass. Think about it. What is wrong? Is it all the men, all the customers that are coming into the store, or is there a problem with the product? You have to assume that it is the product, nothing else. That's the one common denominator. So you need to say, all right, this product is either too expensive or there's something else wrong with it. The product is spoiling. You need to realize that if you are not fit, friendly, feminine, agreeable, and childless, your desirability for men goes down significantly. Now you have one strike against you, which is the child. Most men no longer want to take care of another man's child, regardless of the situation. He don't want to take care of another man's child. So that means that you better damn well and be good in the fit. Are you overweight? Friendly? You better be nice. You better be someone say, hi, how are you? You know, now what do you want? Why? No, you better be friendly, feminine, and agreeable. If you don't fall into any of those categories, or you have one other or two other those categories that are missing, you are not a product that's going to be taken off the shelf. And the problem with women, when I do this analogy as a product, this product spoils the longer it stays on the shelf. It becomes disagreeable, it becomes bitter, it becomes angry, like in the previous video. And that's where the product becomes even less desirable. So my friend, you need to reevaluate yourself. Realize you might be too picky with the men you're choosing. The men that you find on the dating apps that are the best looking guys, etc. You need to realize, okay, those guys have choices. And the choices that they have don't include the problems that I have or bring with me. So you need to come down in looks. You need to come down in the type of man it is. You might be looking for a man who don't have any kids. You might be looking for a man who's never been married, no baby mamas. In other words, your product, my friend, is too expensive for the men that want you. That's it. So to us in the red pill space, this is common sense. But to a lot of people, a lot of women who've been told you're the prize and you're this and the divorce wasn't your fault and, you know, all of these excuses that you've been told, you still feel that you are it. But the world don't owe you understanding, my friends. The world does not owe you understanding. The circumstances that you're under, you have to deal with that. You have already lost something that has decreased your sexual market value. Men are very visual, but they also want someone who's friendly, feminine, and agreeable. All right? So guys, listen, I'm going to end it there because my voice is going. I can hear it starting to go and I got to give it some rest. But listen, subscribe, give me a thumbs up on this video. And of course, if you want to book a session, please go over to askanolderman.com. And always remember, whenever in doubt, always, always ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.